another downtime. First one was CB1 to CB2, January 2nd to March 3rd, 2019. Now we're looking at July 20th to undisclosed. In this video, I'm going to try to talk about my thoughts on time frame with some actual facts that we've said and told, what to expect in that downtime, what to expect when we come back, what you can do before. But yeah. So, first and foremost, we had a downtime for CB1 to CB2 from January 2nd until March 3rd. Andy was talking about. For those of you who don't know who Andy is Andy Belford, who is the director of community for Spellbreak. He works at Proletariat. Proletariat makes Spellbreak. Epic Games, by the way, guys, does not make Spellbreak. I know a lot of you people maybe think that just because on the Epic Games launcher, but in fact, Proletariat, independent studio from Epic, makes Spellbreak. Anyways, director of community Andy Belford was answering questions in the Discord. I can't remember at this point when it was, maybe 2 weeks ago. And basically someone asked him, how long will the downtime be? His answer was, you can use our last break as kind of a guideline for that. So the last one, like I said earlier, January 2nd to March 3rd. January 2nd to February, 1 month. February to March, 2 months. That's a 2-month downtime. My thought for this whole time is that Spellbreak would release somewhere in the September to October, November range, which would be par for, it's 3 months, right? So it's a long time. It is on par for what they've said. On Thursday nights, I stream with Seth. Seth is the CEO of Proletariat, again, who makes Spellbreak. Seth answered questions a lot about what their plans are for the future, and he answers questions about cosmetics and stuff like that. He doesn't really leak too much information as best as he can. So I think he's multiple times he has talked about how they have had conversations and meetings about what Spellbreak looks like during Halloween. What does the HoloLands look like for Halloween? And I think that is a big key for when this game is going to release. So we've known for a while that this game would release in 2020. They still shoot for that. They've talked about it multiple times. And if you're going by Andy's information of it'll be the same break, use the last break as guidelines for the new break, which is roughly 2 months. So 2 months from July 20th puts you at September 20th. However, they might need a little more time going from CB1 to CB2. They might need a little bit more time in order to go from CB2 to full release. Why? Because it's a full release. You want that thing to be locked down. You want it to be perfect, right? Back to the Seth thing. Seth talks about HoloLands during Halloween. In order for an event to go off flawlessly, you want it to be perfect, I would assume you want that game to be released at least 2 weeks before that. So my thought would be the beginning of October is when we're going to get this game back, full release. When it comes to actual release and how it's going to happen, we don't really know much information. However, I would suspect that it will be free release. It will be free to play. The way that things are integrated into the game that we've talked about, i.e. store, chapter systems, which we can talk about the store here in a second. Chapter systems, Battle Pass is basically a chapter system, guilds, all this other stuff, other game modes that will come out with it. With the store, they've talked about how they want to make it so the currency is technically a free way. There's going to be a free way for players to earn the currency, and that would be through the chapter system. So my thought with that is that the chapter system, which what we think is the season or the battle pass, will also be free in a certain way, or there will be a way to get it free. maybe the same way that you get the currency free. So you get the currency free, then you get up and you can buy the battle pass, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know how that's all going to work. However, because of all of that, I would assume that the game will in fact be free. The only thing that I could see them doing is the Battle Royale, the game that is right now, be free, and other game modes that come out later is more of a purchase on type of thing, which would, I think would be cool, kind of the way that that Fortnite did Save the World, which I guess Fortnite no longer has Save the World, but in a similar way, where Fortnite Save the World is an add-on payment, and where their BR is the free game that comes with that. Now, things that they're going to touch during this downtime, we obviously know optimizations. That's without a shadow of a doubt going to happen. The game right now is the reason that people freak out about optimizations and stuff in the game at the moment is, in order for you to make a game and optimize it at the same time, it takes a lot of extra work. So they're not necessarily going to add in trees, optimize the trees every single time. I mean, that takes a lot, because every time they change those trees, they have to re-optimize those trees. I'm not saying trees specifically, I'm just saying in general, something like that. They have, every time they add something, they have to optimize it. So why would they continuously add things in, change those things, but optimize them in between? So they've basically just been optimizing so that we can play the game. So they're going to overhaul, optimize, maybe change everything they need to. They might even change the way that the grass looks, the rocks look, all of that stuff along with the map. However, they also have 4 areas of the map they have not touched yet in a really long time. And we've got Himwood, Bogmore, Ruby Grove, and Shadow Grace. So I would expect when we come back, those 4 places will be completely different. For those of you who've played for a while, it is sad to know that castle type will be gone. Possibly, we don't know. They might just reinvent that thing, maybe add some things to it, change the texture like they did with Halcyon to white that one time. And it is currently that way. They'll most likely also change classes. Rune changes, equipment changes. I mean, last time I think it was between CB1 and CB2 that they changed all of the runes from their respective rarities into every rune has every rarity. Same thing with how they brought talents in. Talents could be changed. There's not really any knowledge of what they're going to do, but the game is most likely going to be completely different. I mean, last time they took all of the, I do believe it was CB1 to CB2, where they took the talents off of equipment and put them into the talents. And sometimes they took some things from the classes and put them in talents as well. But yeah, they're most likely gonna change gauntlets, classes, talents, runes, equipment. Anything that can be changed could possibly be changed in this downtime. We're not really sure. I do believe that they had most things, for the most part, everything is balanced as a whole. There are certain things as that whole that I believe should go down. TTK is a little high. It's too easy to do a lot of damage builds. Mass things, right? So as a whole, I think everything is pretty balanced. I just think that balance needs to come down as a group in certain ways and things. But we also have, like I said, I kind of mentioned it earlier, chapters are coming into the game. We don't know if this is on release. They haven't really said on release yet, from as much as I know. However, I would assume that these will be coming on release because they did talk about the store on release. And as much as we know about the chapters is a way that the lore of the game. By the way, if you didn't know that there's lore, you can go to the Wikipedia or the Spellbreak Wikipedia, and there is an entire lore section that actually Seth, the CEO, originally started writing. And I do believe they have 2 in-house writers that actually write it now. Maybe with Seth, I'm not really sure, but there is actual lore for the game. Go read it; it's fantastic. Anyways, so the chapter system is a way for the lore to come into the game and give the player rewards, and I do believe they said that is also where people can earn currency to spend in the store themselves, which I think is going to be amazing. So you've got store coming in, you've got chapter systems coming in, you've got all these changes with class, the map, gauntlets, runes, all of that stuff, and we potentially could also see guilds coming back in. Period. We haven't seen guilds yet. I do believe that guilds will be more along later on in the line, which is technically we don't really know what they want to do with the guilds. I'm not even sure they have fully fleshed that idea out themselves. We do know that it'll be some sort of clan-like thing that is in like Destiny or other games. So we're not really sure about that one, but I don't think that's going to be coming in anytime soon. Maybe later on down the line. However, what is coming in, and we know for a fact, is cross-play is already in the game, but cross-party will be coming on launch between, as far as we know, between all 4 of the consoles. You've got PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, which actually we were talking the other day. I think it was me and Dapper said that, another guy, take this with a grain of salt. We do not work with Proletariat, we do not work on Spellbreak, but how if you have the Switch build is close to a mobile build. So we might see mobile gaming sooner than I thought. I mean, I thought Switch would be way later on the line, but I guess it is much sooner than we thought. If you're going by my thought, early October. But yeah, cross-play, cross-party, and they've talked about cross-progression. So the only thing that we know for a fact with cross-progression would be the chapter system. We don't know. I wouldn't see why you couldn't do cross-progression when it comes to your skins that you've purchased, like Blind Faith, Patchwork from PC, and the Alpha skin, Pioneer, playing on PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch. And Toothpaste, which I can't remember what her actual name is. We call her Toothpaste Colgate. The PlayStation skin with the blue hair on PC, Xbox, and Switch as well. I guess technically Hollow is PC skin too, so Hollow on the other ones as well. We don't really know about that part. I, for one, would love that so that I can actually use my Colgate skin, my Toothpaste skin on my PC account, because I've actually never used her. I just bought her so that I could have every skin anyways. So yeah, that would be really cool. And so when you've got all of these systems and you've got all these players playing together, and players who've played for a really long time, they've talked about skill-based matchmaking. I tweeted a while ago asking Seth kind of where they landed on skill-based matchmaking, and kind of what he said was, we have a skill-based matchmaking idea that is more along the lines of bigger buckets, which would be like, and it'd be level based. It won't be skill based. So it'll be levels like 1 through 10 in a lobby together, and levels 10 and up. Those weren't specific numbers. That's just numbers that I think would be good. 1 through 10, maybe 1 through 15, all in the same lobby, and then everybody above that all in the same lobby. One thing I really like about battle royales and non-skill-based matchmaking games is that you have that opportunity to go against the Shrouds, the Ninjas, the Lupos, the Tims, the all of like the bigger names, all of those people. You have the opportunity to actually go against them and play against them. I think that's a really cool idea. I hope that they don't go the skill-based matchmaking route and do skill-based matchmaking. I like this level-based idea that he was talking about with that. And so with skill-based matchmaking, they've talked about game modes and how Battle Royale is just a game mode to them. It doesn't mean that is what Spellbreak is. I think something that we know for sure is going to come back is trios. Like right now in the game, it's solos and duos. We know trios is coming back. That's going to happen. I would also assume, I don't know for a fact if they actually said that this is coming back. I would be very surprised if not, but Clash, for those of you who don't know, is a 9v9 sort of team deathmatch style battle royale-esque. It's very similar to the Rumble mode in Fortnite, where you've got 9v9, all on it's the same island, the same lobby, going against each other. And I think it's been a while since I played, but I think it was the total amount of people times 3. So it'd be 9 plus 9, 18 times 3 is the score that you have to get. I'm bad at math, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try to do that in my head because, big dumb over here. But yeah, so the first team to get to that point won. Every time you died, you dropped back in. And yeah, so you drop back in, you have the same loot. You did drop loot as well, but you also you get to keep your loot. I don't know how it's gonna work with talents, because talents were not in the game back then. Equipment was a little different back then. Like it had skills within the equipment. Runes were different as well, where dash was always epic, shadow step was always epic, spring step was always green, stuff like that. So, but as far as we know, there are no other game modes. They've not teased or talked about any other game modes that are coming to the game. One time in Discord, Dan Ogles, who is the gameplay lead director, the director of gameplay. Hold on, let me actually look that up, just to make sure. Gameplay director, co-founder. Yes, he talked about how he wanted a team-based CS:GO style game mode, which I have wanted a 3v3 trials from Destiny 1 type game mode. So I would be very into that type of thing. I know a lot of people want like a smite mode as well, stuff like that. But as far as we know, no other game modes are coming in, but the solos, duos, trios, and possibly Clash. I don't think they've actually said anything about Clash. I could be wrong. If they have, let me know. But yeah, so we talked about the store, which is a big indicator for a free-to-play game. I know a lot of people can't actually afford the game. I don't. In the situation that I'm in right now, I also cannot afford to purchase games very often, if at all. So I understand that concern. I think nowadays, with a BR specifically, you kind of have to make the game free. And for those of people who want to purchase skins and DLCs and stuff like that later down the line is how they make their money. I think that would be a very, very smart decision for them, is to make the game free. Nowadays, with all of the BRs that are out, I'm pretty sure all of them are free, minus the culling coming back in some weird pay per match situation, which is very, very odd. I don't like that idea. So anyways, I'm pretty sure it'll be free. However, when the game does come back, all of your progress will be wiped. Whether it's free or not, your progress will be wiped. The only thing you will keep, everything that has to do with your classes, your mage rank level, all of that will be wiped, including cosmetics. I don't think they've actually talked about stats being wiped as well, but you will go back down to level 1 Toxicologist, level 1 Pyro, level 1 Conduit, Frostborn, Stone Shaper, and Tempest. Everybody back down to level 1, your mage rank, level 1. I think actually it may start at 0. I'm not really sure. I think it starts at 1. I'm pretty sure. So level 1, everyone across the board. So that means all of your artifacts will be reset, all of your cloud bursts, everything that has to do with classes and the cosmetics that you got will also be reset. You won't have any of it. You won't have your triumphs. You won't have any of that stuff. All the things that you push to level 18 to get, you won't have anything like that. You will, however, keep all the packs that you purchased. If you want a holo skin, and the alpha skin, and I assume if they have a beta skin, which we don't actually know yet, you'll get to keep that too. And if you want a tree line skin, so all of those skins you will keep, but everything related to the classes and mage rank, all of that stuff will be wiped. But yeah, I think we've answered all of the questions. If you have any other questions, hit me up down below. I'm always free to answer and always willing to answer questions. If you have any information that I left out, please let me know. Either here or on stream. I do stream Monday through Friday on Twitch. So I think there's like some pop-up thing that pops up here, like with my Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch names. So you can pop up there, ask me questions. I'm always down to meet new people, hang out, chat, and figure out kind of how we feel about these things. So this is something we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to do every single time there's something new involved, kind of like my thoughts on it, and all the information that we know or don't know. Like I said, if I missed something, let me know down below. But yeah, guys, I love you, and I'll see you next time.